Hey, people. Welcome to my live. And this live is about how to make an extra $1,000 a month. Gonna give it a little bit of time so people could join up. But I did a 5-part series here on Instagram with this exact topic. And now I'm doing this live stream about it. Let me pin this. Okay, so we here. Hey y'all, thank you so much for joining. I recently did a 5-part series on Instagram with Reels with 5 different ways to make an extra $1,000 a month by doing different side hustles. And I'm just doing a live stream to kind of bring it all together instead of 5 individual videos. Um, the first thing, I'm just going to keep on recapping it. Also, I'm just trying to share with everyone about the Solopreneur Summit, which is a completely free conference that I did last year. And I might be doing another one this year. I don't know yet, to be determined. But it is for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs. So solopreneurs is essentially someone that is an entrepreneur and they run their business by themselves. They may have contractors here and there, but there are no other employees beyond themselves. Welcome. I'm talking about the 5 different ways that I have made $1,000. So, I don't know why I get a little tripped up when I do live streams on Instagram because it's a little different. Whereas most of my other platforms that I do live streams on, like I have my computer, and like with Instagram, it's like I could do a live stream from the computer, but let me not get distracted. But I'm gonna start recapping the 5 ways that I could make that I have. So I want to disclaim this by saying these are ways that I have actually made money. I'm not sharing anything of like, digital products, create an ebook. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about 5 actual jobs that I've had that allowed me to make an extra $1,000 a month in various seasons of my life. Sometimes I pick up more side hustle gigs and sometimes I take less. So I'm going to start from the top. And if you're an entrepreneur, definitely comment solo so that way I can send you the full Solopreneur Summit. All right, so let's start from the top. What are the 5 ways? And feel free to ask me any questions while we're here. I am gonna be as honest and transparent as possible with you all because I feel like a lot of stuff on social media, especially these days, it's like people, oh yeah, I made $100,000 overnight. Here you go, how you can make 7 figures without doing anything. That is not real. I'm gonna tell you up front right now. Like they had to do something, whether it was get other people in or whatever, but it's not magic. It's not overnight that you're going to be making, 400,000 figures. Like you have to put the work in. All right. So the first way that I have made $1,000 a month as a side hustle is by doing TaskRabbit. So TaskRabbit is this website and these are based, I'm speaking from the perspective of someone based in the United States. So I'm going to preface by saying that first. Some of the stuff that I mentioned on this list you can do internationally, no matter where you are. Somebody actually DM me on Instagram asking earlier if they're based in like Jamaica or the Caribbean, can they do some of these things? Some of them, yes, not all of them. So the first thing I did was TaskRabbit. So TaskRabbit.com is a website where people book folks to do random tasks. So you could do, what is it called? Handyman work. You could do chef work. You could do babysitting work. You could do cleanup, organization, personal assistant, but it's mostly labor-based work. And so TaskRabbit.com is a great place to sign up for. You can set your own rates. You can set your own schedule. And depending on how flexible you are and how available you are in your skill set, you can start at, let's say, $25 to $50 an hour. And then depending on how many gigs you book, you can make over $1,000 a month. So TaskRabbit was one of the very first things that I did as a side hustle to get $1,000 a month. But I also had availability of times. If you know you're not fully available, do not list yourself on one of those platforms because the lower your availability is, the less likely you are to be chosen by a person that's looking for a task. Oftentimes people are looking for a task to be done within the same day, within the same week, a couple hours away. So the more available you are, the more likely you'll be picked, and then people will give reviews on your platform, give you reviews on your profile, and then other people will book you. So the biggest thing about TaskRabbit is making sure you have good reviews and you have good availability. If you don't have those 2 things, do not go on TaskRabbit as the platform that you want to make your side hustle. The second platform that I use to bring an extra $1,000 a month is by doing Instacart. So Instacart is focused on food delivery. There's also Grubhub, Uber Eats, a bunch of other websites and apps and tools that you could use to do food delivery. But it is, again, labor based. If you don't have a car, if you don't have a means of transportation, it can be very hard. I've known people that have done Instacart in a city base, in a city like New York City, and they would take the train. That's not that bad. If you're based in like Atlanta or you're based in Oklahoma and you're trying to do Instacart with public transportation, you will not do well, right? So definitely having some mode of transportation is important. When you're gonna do something like Instacart, Uber Eats. I know a lot of people do Uber Eats with like bicycles. You could do Instacart with bicycles, scooters. There's so many different modes of transportation, but make sure that you can, one, make sure you understand supermarkets, right? If you are a person that does not like grocery shopping for yourself, I don't believe you will do good with Instacart or any type of you pick it kind of places. If it's like a pick up and deliver kind of thing where like Uber Eats or Grubhub is a pick up and deliver, you might do better at those type of services. But if you have to go and pick the items from the person for the person in the store, if you get bad ratings on Instacart, you get less jobs. If you pick up the wrong, if you pick like old fruit and the person wanted fruit, you're gonna get bad ratings. So Instacart is one of those other platforms, as well as like Grubhub, Uber, etc., where ratings matter. Your customer service matters. Like, how are you treating the people that you're working with? So far I've mentioned Instacart, TaskRabbit, and then also, I haven't done personally Grubhub or Uber Eats, but it's very similar to like an Instacart delivery of food. The third side hustle that I've done that helps me bring in over $1,000 a month is Fiverr. So if you've never heard of this website before, Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. The premise of the website is that you put your gigs up there so you could offer to, edit a book. You could do graphic design. You could do voiceovers, like whatever service that you have. So this is more, so Instacart and TaskRabbit are more labor based while it is still a service. Fiverr is more so, skills based. I'll say that, skills based. So you can do that from anywhere in the world. I know a lot of people all over the world that use Fiverr, no matter what country you are in. You can set up something on Fiverr and you can select your payment method, etc. The only little caveat is that when you're charging for your products and services or your service on Fiverr, you have to it has to end in a 5. So instead of start like, oh, you can't charge like $98. You have to charge like 95. So, I mean, that's not the worst thing, right? So just adjust your pricing to whatever makes sense for you. Again, reviews. Reviews are going to be a key thing when it comes to listing yourself on Fiverr, listing your services on Fiverr, because that's how people decide if this is the person that they're going to work with or not. If you don't have good reviews, if you don't have good samples, if you don't have, if you're not displaying your work, people aren't going to book you. So if you're getting, even if it's not like testimonial reviews, it's just like stars, right? Like if you have 0 stars and because you just started or people aren't leaving reviews and Joe Schmo got like 17 5 stars, who do you think the person's going to pick? The person with 0 stars, the person with 17. So definitely make sure that you're getting reviews if you do a tool like Fiverr. And Fiverr is also good for like bigger gigs too. But I really like it because especially when I was first starting out as an entrepreneur, doing a lot of different freelance services, trying to build my agency. Fiverr was a good website for me. So I would definitely recommend folks. And nowadays I still go back to Fiverr here and there when I need to, if I'm trying to get extra gigs or if I'm trying to, launch a new product or service, a new service, and then I will like offer it at a lower rate on Fiverr, get some more testimonials, build out my portfolio, and then offer it for my agents throughout my agency. The next thing I'm going to mention, as a side hustle, so this is number 4, is going to be doing odd jobs. So Craigslist is still around, y'all. Craigslist, there's like Facebook groups, different websites and places that you could just find like random odd jobs to do. And if you do them consistently enough, you can make an extra $1,000 with these things. I have done that. I'm gonna be transparent and say it's not been every single month that I've made $1,000 doing like odd jobs, but you can find these opportunities if you look for them. So so finding things on like Craigslist and different Facebook groups, side hustles. And I'm about to answer your question in just a second. Thank you for asking a question. And then the final thing is freelancing. So freelancing has also been a really good one for me. And if you want a list, so I created a list of 25, over 25, I think it's like 40, and I keep updating the list. So there's like 40 different websites that you could go to if you want to start freelancing. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you comment on the live stream, if you just comment with the word freelance, then it will automatically send you a message. So FREELANCE. If you comment that, it will send you the list of the I'm gonna just say 25 plus for now. I'm pretty sure there's like 40 on the list though. 25 plus freelancing websites that you can find different opportunities to freelance at. So I see a question: how difficult was it for you to get jobs on Fiverr before you had reviews? So it wasn't that hard. So what Fiverr does, and most platforms do this, is like when you're a new person that is offering your freelancing services or offering your service on their platform, they try to push you, like they market you more, like they put you in front of the different clients more. And so I got my first few jobs not super hard. I would say within like the first week, 2 weeks, because I had samples. So that was the biggest thing. So I didn't have reviews, but I had samples. And you probably like, how do you create samples if you have no clients? Yet you make them up. I was in the I do design. So what I was offering on Fiverr was graphic design. So I went to this was like years ago though. I did the designs in Adobe InDesign as well as Illustrator. So I made designs and I just put them on the website. I put like a random, your company name here, your logo here. And then as time would go on, if you're using Canva now or whatever tool you're using, create samples, create a portfolio. If you don't have reviews, people want to see that you've done the work. So create some form of proof that you can do the work and show them what it looks like. And then once you work for a person, then you can start getting reviews. So I hope that was helpful. So again, if you want the list of the different websites that you could use to do freelancing, and let me flip this cam because I got it on my computer. So here we go. So right here we have over 40 different websites that you could see for places to freelance. So I've included the website name, the link to it, and then what kind of freelance opportunities it is. So I didn't include this one in the series, but I'll also talk about this. Another thing that I've done to bring in an extra $1,000 a month is, back in the day, they used to talk about it more. It's still around, but there's this website called VIP Kid where you're literally teaching English to kids that are based in, I think it was China. So you're teaching English to kids that are based in China. And the hours are kind of crazy because if you don't know already, China is 12 to 13 hours away from like the East Coast of the United States. So depending on where you at, if you have a better time zone, it might be a little bit better for you. So a lot of the classes were happening at like 6 p.m. their time, which was like 6 a.m. my time. So like, when school is finished. So 3, 4, 5, 6, which is, p.m. their time, which is 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. And it was helpful. So I did VIP Kid, again, teaching English to Chinese-based students. And it would be mostly one-on-one classes with like one student. And I did this after I had my daughter because I was working from home mostly. She was sleeping in the early morning. My son would go to school, and it was just something I could do to bring in extra money before I really got my day started. So if you know you can't wake up at like super early, 3 to 6 a.m. in the morning, depending on, again, this is like Eastern time zone, I would not recommend it. But if you can, or sometimes the class would be late at night because it would be their morning. So it'd be like, 7, 8, 9, or sometimes 10 or 11 if it's like a weekend class. So VIP Kid is another good option. For those that are just joining, comment freelance if you want the link to over 25 websites that you could get freelance gigs from. And if you are an entrepreneur that is a solo entrepreneur and you want to get free access to the Solopreneur Summit, go ahead and comment solo and I'll send it to you. So freelance if you're a freelancer and want more websites to find freelance gigs, and comment solo if you want to the summit for solo entrepreneurship. So those are the two things. I'm going to talk a little bit more about some more side hustles. Listen, side hustles have came in so clutch, especially as being a business owner. Business could be like this and business could be like this. It gets crazy and it happens fast. Like if your cash flow starts going crazy, business can go bad fast. Or even if you have a full-time job, people get fired from full-time jobs, things happen, and inflation is definitely inflating at this time. And so having side hustles, having a way to bring in that extra income, or something happens, got into a car accident, you had to spend your savings on something, some type of emergency, like life be life and things happen. And so having an opportunity to do a side hustle, do something that's going to bring in some extra income is helpful and important. So another side hustle that I have is I teach. So I teach this class and it is about lead paint. Yes, I said exactly that. Lead paint. I teach people how to become certified lead renovators. So that's something that I just tapped into my network and had a colleague that was teaching it. I had to take the class, get certified myself, and then I started teaching it. So use your skills. I have a YouTube video that I shared during the pandemic that was called, what is it called? How to turn your skills into offers. So in this YouTube video, and I don't know how you're gonna get this, but if you come out of this chat and DM me, I didn't set up anything specific. So, the person that just put solo, check your DMs and you'll see a message from me, with the link to the Solopreneur Summit. So it's gonna come directly to your DMs. Um, but let me try to find this YouTube video for y'all. And so essentially in the YouTube video, I explain like how can you turn your skills into services that you could offer. And I broke it down. You could either create like some type of knowledge based thing. So like an ebook, you could create a course, you could create, what is it? You could do freelancing. But the thing about all of this is that you have to show proof, right? The internet is full of people that are making stuff up at any given time, and even people that make stuff up, sadly, they also make up fake proof, right? I was watching a TikTok the other day, and this guy said that how he was in Florida, and he, you know, on the Breakfast Club, and I keep getting sidetracked on the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne always says the crazy people come from Florida and all of Florida and the Bronx, right? So a little joke there if you know the reference. But long story short, this guy was creating fake birth certificates for children he never had and then applying for credit cards with those fake birth certificates because they're technically people. So fake birth certificate, then got a social security numbers for these fake people, then proceeded to apply for a credit card. And when he couldn't get a regular credit card, he applied for secured credit cards. If you don't know, secured credit cards are when you put money in first and then it builds up your credit and then that company oftentimes is able to give you a regular credit card. So you got a secured credit card, which he paid like, a couple $100, like $500 to then start the credit card. And then after like 6 months, they would offer him like a, 5, 10, etc., however much amount of money for the credit card. And then got credit cards and then built up these people, right? They're not people, they're fake people, built up their credits and then proceeded to purchase houses under these fake people's names, got a fake notary stamp, notarized the paperwork, and actually purchased the houses from the banks, right? And then lied about the value of the house on the documentation. So he bought like a whole community of houses and he had all the paperwork trail to make it look like these houses were actually valued at hundreds of thousands of dollars when it was just some random guy pretending to buy these houses. Like, I think so. Yeah, that's the guy who went. He got caught, so he went to prison, and then now he was doing like a true crime podcast because it was on TikTok. I be trying to not spend too much time on TikTok, but my mind was blown because I'm just like, I'm over here doing what I'm supposed to do, working my butt off, and this man and the fact that he was able to come out of prison. And now he's getting hundreds of millions of views, probably monetized on TikTok, monetized on YouTube, sharing his story about how he scammed and did all these things. But I say all that to say that if you are trying to step out there and have side hustles and do freelancing and create a business, right? Have additional income for yourself. Just be true to what you're doing. There's a lot of people that are scamming. There's a lot of people that are making stuff up. There's a lot of people that are pretending. But the lies will catch up to folks, as we are seeing in so many different angles of life in social media and, crimes and all that stuff. So just be true to what you're doing. Be honest in your work. Show samples. Get reviews. Get testimonials. And you will continuously get clients, right? The biggest way that I've generated more side hustles, more income for my business has been referrals. People seeing me do the work for them and then saying, hey, so-and-so, Georgie did a great job. I would like you to also work with her. And this is another reason why I'm so successful with my YouTube channel. So I did a live a couple weeks ago that was talking about how I've monetized my YouTube channel and I don't even have 1,000 followers. And it's because in the YouTube videos, I'm explaining and showing that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this product or service. I'm explaining to you how to use it, how to fix it, how to update it. So when somebody goes to book a consultation with me, they've already experienced me doing what I'm going to be doing more in depth for them. So they have a sample. So a sample will look different depending on what type of work you are doing or you're trying to do, but have a portfolio, have samples, have examples of what you can do or what you will do. And that goes such a long way on no matter what service or platform that you're using to create your side hustle on. So I hope this has been helpful for folks. Again, if you are trying to look for more freelancing opportunities and you're a little stuck on what websites to find freelancing opportunities, I have an ongoing list. Currently, there's over 25 different websites that you can find freelancing opportunities at. And if you comment freelance, I'll send it to you. But also, if you're an entrepreneur, specifically a solopreneur, and you want more resources of how to grow your business, I did a summit last year that was 100% for solopreneurs by solopreneurs with over 20 speakers, over 6.5 hours of content, and they are diving deep. So this is like the most extreme masterclass you could go to on how to start and grow your business as a solo entrepreneur. If you comment solo, I will DM that to you. But does anyone have any questions right now? Definitely gonna do more of these lives and just share what I know. Make sure y'all follow me. Definitely do that. And I'm gonna share this. I literally just got this in the mail today, and I'm so excited to dive into it. It's this book. Oh, it's falling. It is falling. This book, Genius Jam by Felicia Hatcher. So I'm excited to dive into that, learn how to find your zone of genius, unlock your zone of opportunities, and then spread your genius and do everything. So I'm excited to read that. Um, what else can I share with y'all? I'm also reading, so I be reading like 7 books at the same time. I'm also currently reading Hidden Potential by Adam Grant, and this is how my books usually look. Bunch of post-it notes, bunch of highlighter marks, a bunch of notes in the seams of the book because your girl got to write and share. And I'll probably do a live and come back on and talk about what I've learned or what was really interesting in the books. But before I go, final reminder, comment freelance if you want me to send you the list of 25 plus freelancing websites so you can start your journey to making an extra $1,000 a month doing freelance work. In the beginning of this live, I talked about 5 websites that I've used to make an extra $1,000 a month, which was TaskRabbit for different task-based services. You could put up whatever you need, so organization, cleaning, etc. You could also do Instacart or some type of food delivery, such as Uber Eats, Grubhub. You could do Fiverr.com, right? Start and build out, put samples, right? Before you have reviews, put samples, but definitely get reviews in order to grow and get more clients. Craigslist or different gig finder or odd job websites. Those are also amazing. And then lastly, freelancing. It can be a little tedious to start, but once you start working with folks, make sure that they're giving you referrals, make sure that you're getting reviews and then sharing those reviews so that more people can come in. And yeah, thank you so much. You're very welcome. I'm glad y'all joined. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye everybody.